Let me take you back to Mozambique in the 1960s amidst the turmoil of the colonial war. A 3-year-old kid, alone and injured, stands in the aftermath of an ambush that claimed his mother's life. In that moment of despair, a Portuguese commandos from the 9th Company, trained for battle, they made a choice that changes everything. They rescued the boy, brought him to their quarters, and embraced him as one of their own. That boy was my father, Antonio José, soon to be Antonio José Comando. My father lived with the commandos, becoming their youngest soldier. He joked that at 3 he was promoted to Furiel to dine with the officers. After the war, he was brought to Portugal and spent 11 years in an orphanage in Braga. But yet, he was never truly alone. Commandos visit him weekly, and he spent weekends with them. Eventually, Luís Gonzaga Martins, a former commando that battled also in Mozambique, adopted him, giving him a loving home in Porto. So, the name Commando, it's no mere surname. It is a piece of history that reminds us of the loss, the journey, and the hope. But also a tribute to the community that was, at the same time, responsible for harming, caring, give hope, and also an opportunity. This story somehow captures the essence of today's theme, community, weaving the future. It shows how, even in crisis, community can act with moral imagination. The commandos somehow saw potential in my father and giving him a new future, a thread of hope in this tapestry of conflict. Recognizing potential where others see despair. Should not be this a call to action for the present and the future, for every single one of us, to act with empathy, to build communities that can not only survive but thrive by uplifting every voice. I think this is the heartbeat of what we do at Casa do Impacto. We try very hard to turn this vision into reality, empowering those who dare to reimagine a better world. In our hub, we carry forward this legacy of hope and inclusion, and our mission is to empower social entrepreneurs who address social and environmental challenges by addressing UN Sustainable Development Goals. We champion diversity as a driver of innovation, supporting entrepreneurs whose projects amplify marginalized voices and build inclusive, sustainable communities. So consider Code for All, one of the organizations at Casa do Impacto. They promote coding bootcamps, transforming lives by giving tech skills to unemployed people or people with precarious jobs. Since starting, they've trained more than 1,500 individuals, many from underrepresented communities. How? Meet Mamadou. Mamadou came from Bangladesh. He worked long hours in a restaurant, serving food, dreaming of something more. Life wasn't easy, but he found a community at Code for All that helped him, and he learned how to code and grabbed that chance. He studied hard, very hard actually, and now he's living in Sweden, working as a developer, building a life he only imagined. Then there's Dana. Dana, she lived at Santa Casa Maria Lama's house, a safe place for women escaping domestic violence. Dana has been through so much, but she wasn't alone, again. The community wrapped her in support, and this community also helped them to join the bootcamp. She worked hard, very hard, and got a job as a developer. But that wasn't all. Dana fought for and won back the full custody of her 4 children. And this is what the power of the community represents. Then we have Pedro. Pedro is nearly blind. He can only see 5% of most of us can see. But that could have stopped him, but it didn't. Pedro, he found a community ready to help him to chase his dream, and he joined, learned new skills, and today he's also working as a developer. And we have more stories, like Fabio. Fabio, another example. He finally, life gave him some hard punches, time to time. He was in the wrong place, but he had a community that helped him in this moment. So Fabio didn't give up. He's also a developer, and now he's doing very well. He's actually a tech star. So all of them have, they face struggles, but they have one thing in common: a community ready to catch them when they fall. Code for All and their coding bootcamps, they remind us that we build communities that lift each other up. Anything is possible. So this is one of the examples. Another example is Go Parity. Their impact reaches communities by making sustainable investing accessible to everyone. I've been seeing how their platform empowers ordinary people like me and you. So whether it's a small or large investment, it helps launch solar energy projects or sustainable affordable housing. Real change driven by real people, once again powered by the community. GoParity already channeled over 45 million euros into their projects. In doing so, they promote financial inclusion and open up opportunities where none existed before. As Acumen reminds us, once again, they make capital work for us, not control us. And with every investment, we help build a stronger and more sustainable community. So over the past 6 years and a half, we supported over 400 startups and their founders at Casa do Impacto. Beyond numbers are the stories of resilience that inspire all of us. Entrepreneurs who see potential where others see despair. Entrepreneurs who fight hard to change something that keeps them awake at night. And this is actually something that I'm not trying to be cheesy or coming up with a statement that fits good in this speech. It's actually the truth. Most of them are fighting for something they are close to. Fair conditions for their 55-year-old parents that for some reason lost their jobs and they are struggling to get back to the labor market. Or others that just want to use their engineering skills to find a solution to pre-detect seizures or to build a new wind turbine that could produce power in villages or communities. Hundreds of stories that inspire us, that inspires me every time I go there, and to do what I can to help them, to provide them tools, connections, and a proper and diverse community where they can be so inspiring, as they inspire me and the team. So it's not uncommon to lose myself into the question, are we like these entrepreneurs on our day-to-day activities and jobs? Are we? So, as someone with Mozambican descent, I know and feel the importance of representation. Representation isn't just seeing someone who looks like you in a a stage like this or in a boardroom, representation, it's about feeling that your story, your struggles, and your dreams matter. That's representation. So in practice, it means creating spaces where people from all backgrounds, especially those rarely seen in leadership, can thrive. It's about young people from African countries or other underrepresented communities in Portugal looking up and thinking, if she can do it, so can I. So it's about breaking the cycle of invisibility and where systemic barriers make you feel your voice doesn't count. In Portugal, in most of the countries in Europe actually, leaders from other different backgrounds are still rare. And that lack can make you feel your hope feel distant. Yet my journey to this TEDx stage shows what's possible when a community, your local community, your friends, believes in you. My journey, it's a good example, not because it wasn't a straight path. Yeah. So growing up with African roots in Portugal, I faced challenges, doubts, stereotypes, and moments where the world felt stacked against me. But probably a couple of them from my head and my imagination, but some of them weren't. And I think I was lucky. I deeply believe in the idea of being what surrounds me, my community, my group of friends who cheer me on, my wife, my attentive family who always lift me up, inspire me, and every step of the way. My parents, especially my father, survived hardships that taught me resilience. Then their belief in me gave me the strength. My friends, who become my chosen family at some point, were there to celebrate my wins and pick me up when I fell. They didn't just open doors, they held them wide open saying, your story belongs here. But what about those who don't have that? Not everyone has a tight-knit family or a group of friends ready to catch them when they fell. Places like the ones represented here today have this power to step in, to fill that gap. They become the family you choose, the friends who believe in you when you can't believe in yourself. So my journey somehow reflects this audacity of hope, borrowing from Barack Obama's Audacity of Hope book. Hope is that thing inside us that insists, despite all evidence to the contrary, that something better awaits us if we have the courage to reach for it. I reached for it, but I didn't do it alone. My family, my friends, and community I was lucky to belong to gave me the courage to keep going, to stand here today saying, representation cannot be just a dream. It's a reality that we should build together. The role of community, whether it's your family, your friends, or a local organization, is key in this transformation. For those who lack supportive family or friends, communities or local initiatives can become that lifeline, because no one should have to walk this path alone. They don't just offer resources, or they create this sense of belonging. They say, you're enough and I've got your back. They provide mentorship, opportunities, about a safe place to fail and try again, to turn hope into actions and struggles into strength. It's not just about one person's success. It's about weaving a future where everyone belongs. So communities, whether built by blood or by choice, give us the audacity to hope, the courage to dream, and the power to make a world where everyone has a place. Well, I think it's pretty much now clear that I truly believe that strong communities have the power to transform lives. As my father's story and Casa works demonstrate, they require moral imagination and the audacity of hope. Each one of us can be a thread in this tapestry, weaving a future where diversity is celebrated and inclusion is a reality. So I challenge you to act, to support entrepreneurs, invest in sustainable projects, or simply listen to those whose voices are unheard with empathy. Every action counts. And let's weave a world where everyone has a place, inspired by a compassion of the communities. Literally, I would not be here if a group of commanders did not recognize potential where others saw despair. Thank you.